Let's come to seriousness. Now, you read after me, okay? Business studies.
Business studies.
Business studies.
Business studies.
Topic. Background to business study.
Background to business studies.
What is business studies?
What is business studies?
Business studies
Business studies
could be defined
could be defined
as the buying
buying
and selling
and selling
of goods
of goods
and services
and services
to satisfy
to satisfy
human wants.
human wants.
Production.
Production.
Production
Production
is the creation
is the creation
of goods
of goods
and the provision
and the provision
of services
of services
to satisfy
to satisfy
our wants.
our wants.
Since production
Since production
ends
ends
when goods get
when goods get
to the final consumer,
to the final consumer,
production therefore
production therefore
includes
includes
distribution
distribution
and exchange.
and exchange.
It can also be defined
It can also be defined
as the creation
as the creation
of utilities.
of utilities.
Utilities
Utilities
may be defined
may be defined
as the power
as the power
or ability
or ability
of a goods
of a good
or service
or service
to satisfy
to satisfy
our wants.
our wants.
Production therefore,
Production therefore
any activity
any activity
requiring
requires
human efforts
human effort
that leads
that leads
to the satisfaction
to the satisfaction
of wants.
of wants.
There are three
There are three
basic human wants.
basic human wants.
These are
These are
food,
food,
clothing,
clothing,
and shelter.
and shelter.
Other human wants
Other human wants
include
include
education
education
and good medical facilities.
and good medical facilities.
Wants can be placed
Wants can be placed
into two
into two
groups,
groups,
namely
material
material wants
wants
and immaterial wants.
and immaterial wants.
Okay, so before we read again, in the first place, I want for you guys to understand exactly, for you to understand the notes, because as far as you can see, when we talk of the background of business study, which simply means what? This one gives us a clear insight about business study, a clear history, or it is said to be the backbone towards business study. I get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
It's talking about the origin, how business come into existence, even though we are not basically taking a look at what the history of business study, but this one gives us a clear introduction, a clear background of how business come into existence. So therefore, where if they say business study could be defined as the buying, this is trying to say everything about business is dealing with what? Buying. When we talk of buying, you know exactly what it means. For instance, if you dey assume for say you are a business person, right? What will happen? You get to determine the first thing you have to do as a business person when you want to form a business is what we call what? Capital. Capital, this simply means a money we use to start a business. If you say you want to sell, you want to become a businessman, how you go do business with that money? Is that possible? So the first thing you have to do as a strategic planning process towards the business is what we call the capital. The capital determines the type of business that you want to do. I get what I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
This is the type of say in Creole, if I come down to the local franca, this is the type of talk say the money we get, the amount of money we get can determine the business where you want to do. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Good. So therefore, you get for buy inside of a business. When you buy, now they don't know how for can sell. When you buy, now they don't know how for sell. Because the buying is what determines the selling price of what? The commodity. If you don't buy, you don't know say, like for instance, we assume say this book now 3,000 as we go back. So if this book now 3,000, the 3,000 there is said to be the cost price of the book. So the 3,000 is what determines the selling price of this book to what? The people you are going to sell this book to. That is to say, they are what? The consumer. The consumer are people who make use of the goods. After making use of this particular goods, they will no longer be sold. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Good. So therefore, in business, these two words are very key. The buying and the selling are key in business entity. So buying and selling of goods. What's in the type for talk about buying and selling? Well, all about it is said to be the goods and services. Waiting are goods. The goods, well, if I can give you the synonym for goods, goods is the same as what? Items is the same as products or commodities. Example, the book you are seeing on the desk, the pen, these chairs, these furnitures are all said to be goods. But what do you understand by the word service? Service is what? Refers to as human effort, human labor. Are you get what I'm saying? For example, what I'm doing right now is said to be service. The teacher on a service. Where you go down, you say, may I go to you? That bike man will guide you in a service. Now walking the work for you. So when you work for you, get for pay because they cannot have the bike for pay for the working work for you. Tell me to this man saying one plant. When you gonna say you, as they don't plant time in the now they go show the style we want. I get what I'm saying. So when you work for another say where don't plant time for pay. So that will call service. But when we talk of goods now, goods they try for talk about waiting. The items or commodities that have been produced to the manufacturer, which can be distributed to what? The final consumers. You are said to be final consumer. How? This book, you don't go buy them. No, so now you depend right notes right now. Now let's note. It will take I can go sell and to person in let's note to for it for study.
No.
It's not possible, no so? Yes. So you are said to be final consumer. Let's continue towards the story. So this is the definition for business. When we come to production, and it's in sense, what in the mean production? Production now in the mean whenever, for instance, when we talk of this book it not just come up from God in time for them, but waiting. This book can produce them. Now make them make them. We talk of production simply means for make. Are you getting what I'm saying? Good. I tell my yesterday say when for the development of any nation or any country it depends what? Can someone tell me? Can you guys remember what I taught you? No, it's not goods and services. I told you yesterday that the development of any nation or a country depends or lies to agriculture, because agriculture is the source of raw material. Can you remember?
Yes.
Agriculture now the source of raw material. I asked myself, can someone live without agriculture? You guys said no, because this cloth we are wearing come from what? Agriculture. The shoe we are wearing, I told you yesterday that the belts and shoe come from animal skin. You guys, you murder at it, you laugh. Is that not it? So this is trying to say, it is giving us a clear insight or clear picture to say that for the development of the world is based on agriculture, because agriculture is the source of getting the raw material that can be converted to what? Finished or semi-finished products. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Now let's see something. What is production? Production is the creation. The word creation is the same as making. You be talk about that. The word creation simply means to make. Are you getting me? It's the creation of goods. Production is talk about how for make them book here where they own and buy, how for make the clothes, how for make blackboard, this blackboard here, how for make everything towards waiting what and man make part of what. Because as far as we the human beings are concerned, yesterday we talk of nature also. Waiting I tell about nature, I say it is referred to as natural resources. That is to say things created by God. Is that not? I'm not telling about that?
Yes, sir.
Fine. So in this case, then goods here, the goods are where they see, the items are where they see. Now we make them. Are you getting me?
Yes.
As far as I stand here, I'm natural. But what make me to become more supernatural is what? Because God created me, the skin here, the life I'm having is natural. But this one, is it natural? It is what? Artificial, because it is man-made. I get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Good. So production is the creation of goods and the provision of services. Why make you feel say nobody know the world we able to make everything for himself? You get that sabi for make shoe, you get the sabi for make clothes, you get the sabi for make food, cold pot, everything for yourself. No. Production, they try for tell you say, as far as the world is concerned, each and every person rely to in company. I get my own skill, people then survive through my own skill. Then me back is survive from other people then. Because I don't get the time, I don't get the sabi for make waiting. Even this too well, I don't sabi show, I don't sabi make clothes, I don't sabi make belts. So therefore, not to other people then suffer for me. Now I pay them. Me back when someone like una now I for pay me because they teach una. I get me. And can be direct or indirect payment. But waiting in the next area of IT, we person can say I'm teacher Ali, I want make for me computer. Waiting if he's in the do and therefore pay me. That person depends.
1, 2, 3, go.
Business study. Topic: background to business study. What is business studies? Business studies could be defined as the buying and selling of goods and services to satisfy human wants. Production is the creation of goods and the provision of services to satisfy our wants. Since production ends when goods get to final consumer. Production therefore includes distribution and exchange. It can also be defined as the creation of utility. Utility may be defined as the power or ability of a goods or service to satisfy our wants. Production, therefore, any activity requiring human effort that leads to the satisfaction of wants. There are 3 basic human wants. These are food, clothing, and shelter. Other human wants include education and good medical facility.
Yeah.
What can be placed into 2 groups, namely material wants and immaterial wants.
Now sit down, let me ask you some questions. So out of the explanation, I want you guys to tell me, what are the 3 basic necessities of mankind?
Yes.
Yeah? Give me one.
Food,
Shelter.
and
Clothes.
Cloth. Clap ourselves. Okay. Now, you're listening. I mentioned about wants, no so? Didn't I mention about wants?
Yes.
Now can someone tell me how many types of fund do we have?
1,
Yes, one is divided into how many? Yes.
2.
Clap for her.